Hey guys, for arithmetic today, I want to make sure you go watch that Go Noodle video, Get Your Money Right. It's going to really help you practice counting your money. And for our lesson today, it kind of ties into yesterday's lesson. Yesterday's lesson, we were talking about the words we use when we're talking about measuring how much things weigh, how heavy things are. So just like when we're measuring length with a ruler, we can either use inches on one side or centimeters on the other side. And inches is what we use in America, and centimeters is what most other countries use. So just like with that, we also have a measurement for weight in America and words measurement that we use in other countries. So we went over it yesterday. In America, we use pound, or the abbreviation is LB, and we use ounce, OZ. So pound is a decent amount of weight, and ounce is pretty light. I told you it took 5 nickels to weigh 1 ounce. But ounce is smaller than a pound. It takes 16 of these to fit into a pound. So you need quite a few of those to make a full pound. Now, I'm going to use the same butter box from yesterday. It told me that this was 1 pound or 16 ounces, but it actually also tells you the measurement name for the other kind of thing. And that would be a gram, not a graham cracker, but a gram, and it's spelled G-R-A-M. But it's also, the abbreviation is just a G. Pretty easy, just a G. So on here, on the box, it says how many grams are in this box. So this box is 1 pound of butter. In grams, that would be 453. So grams are really, really light because 453 of them fit into this pound. That means that grams are way smaller than even an ounce. They're really, really small. So that would be their kind of match twin with the ounce. That's their smaller amount that they use. But if they were talking in even bigger, heavier things, like how much a car weighed or a person or things like that, then they would use a kilogram, which would be kg, kilogram. So what's easy about that is we have to memorize that 16 ounces fit into a pound, but this one's easy. It's 1,000 grams fit into a kilogram. So that means this is 453 grams, and that's not even half of 1,000. So that means 1 pound is not even half of a kilogram. So a kilogram is more than twice as much as a pound, more than 2 pounds. It's pretty heavy compared to that one. So these are our different amounts. And I'm going to show you, these are for the USA. And these are for most other countries. If I was going to number them in order from smallest to biggest, the gram is the teensiest, so that one would be first. I'm just going to put it here again. Gram would be first for very small. Then we would have ounce, which would be the American amount. And then we would actually have pound next. Again, that's American. And then our last one would be kilogram, which would be other countries. I hope you can see that. I kind of wrote small. So these two most other countries use, and these two we use here in the United States of America. But the gram is so teensy tiny. Then next is the ounce, which also isn't very heavy either because I told you 5 nickels weigh 1 ounce. So that's pretty small too. So that means the gram is really, really, really tiny. And then next we have a pound. The pound is okay amount of weight. And then kilogram is the heaviest, which is more than twice as much as the pound. This can be a little bit confusing because different places use different amounts. But if you go find something in the kitchen, in the pantry, something that's bought from the store, it should say, most of the time, it'll say on the box or on the wrapper, how many ounces. If it makes it all the way up to a pound, it might tell you it's 1 pound or 1.5 pounds. And then it'll also tell you how many grams. If it goes high enough, it'll go up to kilograms, but I don't know if you have something in your kitchen that goes that high. If you start seeing ounces on a drink instead, those are different. Now that's where it gets even more confusing because we have liquid ounces where we measure how much is in a container, kind of like our gallon. And then we have weight ounces, and they're different amounts, and we'll talk about that later. But when you go in the kitchen to look for something, to look at the box, make sure it's not a liquid. So butter's not a liquid, it's a solid. So make sure you look for a bag of rice or a box Cheerios or a bag of candy, something like that, not a liquid. So not soda, not milk, not juice, none of those things. So I hope that was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.